Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English. This is your favorite YouTuber Mukesh Soni. Friends, in this video, I'm going to summarize the important novel, the important book, The Pearl, which is written by John Steinbeck, and this is in the syllabus of third semester BBA General English under Bangalore University. That is the SEP syllabus. So before we discuss the novel The Pearl, we should know about the great writer, the important author of this important novel, that is John Steinbeck. John Steinbeck was an American writer and he won the 1962 Nobel Prize in Literature for his realistic and imaginative writings, combining as they do sympathetic humor and keen social perception. He has also been called as a giant of American letters. So, such a great author who has written this novel, The Pearl. Now, let's know about this novel. The Pearl is a novella written by John Steinbeck in 1947. It is based on a Mexican folk tale and explores the themes of greed, fate, family, and social injustice. The story is set in a small fishing village near the Gulf of Mexico, and there is a poor pearl collector, the poor pearl diver who collects the pearls, and his name is here Kino, who dreams of a better life after finding the pearl of the world. He finds the most precious pearl that has been named as the pearl of the world. That's his profession. At first, the pearl seems like a blessing, but the pearl soon brings jealousy, violence, and tragedy to his family. So, through this story, through this tale, John Steinbeck shows how wealth and ambition can destroy peace and innocence. So, that is a brief introduction about this novel, Pearl. Now, let's know about the characters. So, there are about six important characters. So, very first important character is here Kino. Kino, the main important character, who is a pearl diver who gets the pearl from the ocean, and he's very poor person. That's his source of income, and he dreams of improving his family's life, but he has a lot of ambition, a lot of pride. And next is here Joanna. Joanna is Kino's wife, who is very loyal, wise, strong, and she finds the pearl as the evil, and she tries to protect her family, and she tells her husband that to throw it away because of this pearl. They get a lot of suffering. Next character we have here, Koyo Tito. Koyo Tito. Koyo Tito is a very young baby, infant son of Kino and Joanna, and who get attacked by scorpion. Scorpion sting this infant baby, and that brings a lot of events in this story here. The doctor, and the another character who is a very greedy, selfish man, and who refuses to treat Koyotito when Kino's son, gets attacked by scorpion because Kino does not have money, so he denies to treat. The priest, who is the representative of the church, then Joan Thomas. Joan Thomas is Kino's brother, who offers guidance and shelter when Kino is hunted, and he represents the family loyalty. Then we have pearl buyers, the people who pretend to compete, but secretly they work together to cheat Kino. And then we have trackers. Trackers here refers to the three men who follow Kino and Joanna into the mountains, and that brings the climax of the story here. So these are the important character. We have here Kino, who gets the pearls, the pearl diver, then Kino's wife, Joanna, and Kino's son, very young baby, infant son, Koyotito. So these are the important characters we need to remember. Let's begin the story. And the story of this particular novel is divided into the six chapters. So what have I done here? I have explained or summarized all the six chapters in detail. So please do have patience to watch this video till the end, because if you miss even one chapter, you cannot connect all the threads here. So better please do watch all the six chapters continuously. Oh, all right, so let's begin it. The very first chapter, which has been titled as The Scorpion Sting and the Doctor's Refusal. So Kino, a very poor fisherman, wakes up early in a small brush house by the sea. Brush house means to say small hut near the seashore. And his wife Joanna is already awake, and she's caring for the baby Coyotito, very infant son, young baby. Life is simple but very peaceful. Kino feels happy and safe with his family, so all is well so far. Suddenly, a scorpion crawls down the rope of Kyotito's bed, and Kino tries to catch it, but the scorpion falls and stings the baby on his shoulder. The scorpion attacks the baby on his shoulder. That is a Coyotito. Coyotito, that is a Kino's son. Kino crushes the scorpion angrily, but the baby is already poisoned and starts crying. Then Joanna quickly sucks out the poison and spits it away, trying to save her child. Neighbors, they start hearing the baby's cries and they gather around, very worried, because they know a scorpion bite may kill the baby as well. Because the scorpion bite is very dangerous, it might kill the baby. Joanna tells Kino that they must take Coyotito to the doctor. Everyone is surprised because the doctor never helps poor people. The doctor cares only the rich people. Still, Joanna is so determined because Coyotito is her first child and that is very precious to her. So Kino, Joanna, Coyotito, they all the three of them, they walk to the doctor's house. Many neighbors, they start following them. They pass from the poor parts of the town and then they reach to the rich part of the stone houses and the gardens, and that shows the difference between the rich people and the poor people very clearly. Then what happens later? Later, at the doctor's gate, Kino asks for help. The doctor is inside, who is living in a very luxurious life, drinking some chocolate, but he refuses to help a poor Indian child. He said, "No, I won't help." He says he's not a veterinarian for little Indians. He's not a veterinarian for little Indians. He says, "I'm not for the little Indians to help." He only asks if Kino has money. He says, "Do you have money?" Kino offers a few small seed pearls, but they are worthless. The servant tells Kino the doctor is not home and he shuts the gate. Kino feels ashamed and helpless. In anger, he hits the gate so hard that his knuckles bleed while Joanna holds Coyotito, which is still suffering from the pain. So this chapter shows Kino's family life is very peaceful but fragile. Dangers come suddenly in the form of scorpions bite. The rich doctor refuses to help the poor, which shows unfairness. Kino feels powerless but also angry, which prepares us for the rest of the story. Now the chapter number 2. Kino finds a great pearl because he has to bribe the doctor, otherwise the doctor will not help. Now, the story is now moving to the seashore, to the seaside. The town, this town where the Kino and Joanna they live, it lies near the Gulf with its yellow buildings and the graceful canoes. Canoes means to say the boats. Canoes means you can look at here. Canoes, this word means to say these boats. Canoes are very valuable to the poor fishermen because they are the only way to get the food. Kino has one boat, one canoes, which has been passed down, which has been handed over to her from his grandfather. So it's very generational, very heritage asset he has here. Kino touches this boat very lovingly because it is the most precious possession. Joanna and Kino take the baby Coetito to the canoe, and his scorpion sting has swollen so badly his little face looks sick. Joanna makes a natural medicine by using seaweed as a poultice. She makes some powder by using those seaweed and she starts placing it on this young baby's shoulder. She silently prays that Kino should find some big pearl so that they can pay to the doctor to get to cure the infant baby, the infant son, Koyotito. So Kino and Joanna they push the canoe, the boat, into the water and paddle towards the oyster beds where so many oysters can be seen. Kino prepares his tools. What tool? A heavy rock to help him sink and a basket to hold the oysters. He dives under the water, begins collecting oysters. Carefully, he starts tearing them from the seabed. While he works, he feels the rhythm of the old songs of his people. That's called the Song of the Sea, of the underworld. And the most importantly, we song the song of the pearl that might be, which fills him with hope. So he starts humming the song of the sea, the song of the pearl that might be. That song he starts humming over there. So while searching, Kino finds a very large oyster, which is lying apart from the others' side, and he slightly open it, which is slightly already open. For a moment, he sees a shining gleam, a kind of chamak, a kind of shine inside, which excites him. He pulls it loose and brings it to the canoe. His heart races with hope. He becomes so happy. Johanna, who has been silently praying for the luck, though she knows wanting something too strongly can sometimes drive it away. Means to say, अगर दिल से मांगो तो कायनात भी मिल जाती है. Something like this. She has been praying very eagerly to the Almighty God, and finally her praise has been accepted by the Almighty God, and they got the pearl of the world. Kino finally opens the oyster, and inside is a huge pearl, perfect and shining like the moon. It's the largest pearl anyone has ever seen. That is called the pearl of the world. Both Kino and Joanna are overwhelmed with joy and wonder. At the same moment, Joanna looks at Coyotito and sees that the swelling from the scorpion's sting is beginning to go down. It's decreasing. It feels like a miracle. Kino, who is filled with overwhelming emotions, he raises his head and howls with joy, and a cry so loud and powerful that the other fishermen nearby they hear it, and quickly they start paddle toward him. They would like to see. They are so curious to know what has happened to Kino. So, what are the key points in the second chapter? Kino's canoe boat is shown as the most important possession. Joanna's natural remedy shows her strength and care. Keno dives for oysters with hope in his heart, and the discovery of the great pearl changes everything. Coetito's swelling begins to heal, which shows a kind of hope. So now we are moving to the chapter number 3, Dreams and Dangers of the Pearl. Dreams and Dangers of the Pearl. So now the news has spread quickly, just like a wildfire, through the town that Kino had found the pearl of the world, very expensive pearl. Everyone, from the beggars and the shopkeepers to the priest and doctor, everybody got interested, and each starts imagining that how they could benefit from Kino's fortune. Instead of sharing Kino's happiness, the townspeople began to feel envy and greed. They started to become so jealous. To them, Kino became less a neighbor, more an obstacle standing between them and the pearl. So Kino has become a kind of a barricade between the people and the pearl. So at home, Kino and Joanna were surrounded by the curious neighbors. All the people they start surrounding them. All the people they start gathered around them, around Kino and Joanna. Kino held the pearl and imagined a bright future. He and Joanna would be married in church. They would wear the fine clothes. Coetito would have shoes and even a sailor suit. And most importantly, Coetito would go to school and learn to read and write. So they start imagining such a bright future. Kino believed this would break the cycle of poverty and ignorance that trapped his people. He says that at least with this object I could break my poverty here. I could lead a very happy life. His dreams filled him with pride and determination. And what happens later? Later, the priest of the church visited Kino, which reminded him to thank to God, and he said that he should go to church. Although Kino showed the pearl to him, he also felt uneasy, sensing the presence of evil behind people's interest in his treasure. See here, a kind of hint, a kind of indication where the priest has he sensed that some sort of evil is behind the people's interest in his treasure, and people do not have the good mindset towards him. That evening, the doctor, who had earlier refused to eat coetito, he came to Kino's house. See here, the doctor came to Kino's house and he started showing his concern. And he warned scorpion poison sometimes returns after seeming to heal. Afraid for his child, Kino allowed him to give medicine. The doctor cleverly created a situation where the baby became sick again. Then he start cure him. Then he cured his baby, making Kino and Joanna feel indebted. The doctor also the doctor also tricked Kino into revealing where the pearl was hidden. He would like to know that. He was keep on asking, and somehow he got where the pearl was hidden. That night, Kino buried the pearl under his sleeping mat because he felt that he was surrounded by some danger. Later, someone broke into his hut. They start trying to steal it. Kino fought back. He fought with those people, but he got injured. Joanna, she was very much terrified, and she begged Kino, please throw the pearl away. She was saying that it's evil, it is not good. She starts cursing the evil. She starts cursing the pearl. She believed it would destroy them, but Kino refused. For Kino, the pearl was their only hope to escape from poverty. Especially, he wanted to give Koichito, his son, an education. So this chapter number 3 ends with Kino staring at the pearl in the candlelight, despite the violence, suspicion, fear it had brought. Kino saw only its beauty and promise of a better future. Joanna, seeing his faith, silently shared in his fragile hope. Now the chapter number 4. Kino is cheated by the pearl buyers. Now the whole town knew Just a minute, yeah. The whole town knew Kino was going to sell his great pearl. From fishermen to shopkeepers, priests to beggars, everyone was talking about this, that Kino will sell the pearl. The pearl buyers who pretended to compete with each others. There was a competition among the pearl buyers. They were actually working for one master, and they already had planned to cheat Kino. All of them had planned that they are going to cheat Kino. The goal was to buy pearls as cheaply as possible by cheating Kino here. That morning, Kino and Joanna, they dressed in the best clothes as if that this day marked the beginning of a new life. Coetito was dressed in his baptism clothes. Joanna, she wore her wedding skirt and combed her hair neatly. Kino wore clean white clothes. He was wearing white clothes and his straw hat. Um, the neighbors joined them, turning Kino's walk as all of them they were following, and Kino was moving. A kind of great procession is going on. His brother, Kino's brother, Juan Thomas, warned him to be very careful. He was very concerned for his brother. So Joan Thomas warned Kino that be careful because the pearl buyers were tricky, but Kino believed he must try. So when Kino entered the first buyer's office, he proudly placed the pearl on a velvet tray. The dealer pretended it was worthless, too big, ugly, only good for museums. So, these business class people, they said, no, no, it's very big. It looks so ugly. I think it's not fit to sell. It's fit only to keep in the museums. He offered Kino just 1,000 pesos. Kino was shocked and angry because he knew the pearl was worth for far more. The dealer then called other buyers, but they all acted the same way. One said the pearl was so chalky. Another said called it very monstrosity, very big. Another person called it okay 500 peso. Kino realized they were cheating him. He felt that he was being cheated. He got very angry and Kino snatched back the pearl, and he said that it was not for sale. So, and he started shouting, not for sale. And he said he would go to the capital to sell it. The crowd was divided. Some thought, some people thought he was foolish for refusing so much money, but others admired his bravery in standing up to the corrupt system. Back home, he came back home. Kino buried the pearl and he was very worried. He was afraid of leaving his town, but he also knew he had no choice. If he wanted to a kind of fair price, he should go to the town. John Thomas, his brother, warned him that by defying the pearl buyers, Kino was challenging the entire system, which could be dangerous. That night, Kino was attacked by an unknown enemy and he was badly injured. Joanna begged him to destroy the pearl. She was saying that it was evil, but Kino refused. He believed the pearl was a hope for a better future, especially for Coyotito's education. He told Joanna that at dawn they would leave by sea and travel to the capital to sell it. So this chapter shows here how Kino realizes the deep corruption of the pearl market, but instead of giving up, he becomes even more determined, even though the danger is closing in, the danger is approaching. And chapter number 5, the second last chapter, escape and destruction. So late night, Kino wakes up and he sees Joanna quietly leaving the hut with the pearl. She wants to throw it. Silently, Joanna woke up and she just took the pearl. And Kino observes Joanna was trying to throw the pearl into the sea because she believes this pearl has brought evil and danger. Kino, who got very angry, he starts following her and he stops her just as the moment she was about to throw it. He holds her hand and he snatches the pearl from her and strikes her hard, even kicks her. Joanna accepts the violence without protest. Knowing this is Kino's nature. This is Kino's nature, and he was driven by pride and the desperation. Right after this, Kino is attacked by a dark figure in the struggle. I mean to say, some who was very tall person, a kind of dark figure, attacked him. In the struggle, Kino kills the man with his knife. Both of them they fought, and here Kino kills this dark figure, this dark, a kind of tall person maybe, and with his knife he kills. The pearl slips from Kino's hands, but Joanna finds it and she returns the pearl to Kino. Realizing that Kino has killed someone, Joanna convinces him now they should run away before the villagers come for them. Kino plans to escape by sea, but when he reaches his canoe means when he reaches a boat, he finds the boat is destroyed with a huge hole smashed in the bottom. There's a huge hole in his single boat. He has only this boat which has been gifted by his parents and grandparents. This shocks him deeply because for Kaino or Kino, the canoe is life for itself. The boat is for life, his family survival, and his inheritance. And destroying it is worse than murder. If it destroys it now, it's more than murder. So as Kino heads back, he comes back home and he sees somebody has put his hut, his brush house into fire. His house has got the flames, has got the fire. The enemies have not only destroyed his canoe but also burnt his home. Joanna barely escapes with Coyotito. The family hides with Kino's brother, Juan Thomas, who warns Kino that the pearl is cursed, has brought only disaster. But Kino refuses to give it up, and he says it has become now his very soul. Raman, I'm sorry. There's a mistake here. Not this one. Please don't read this one. Okay, yeah. That night, with the help of Juan Thomas, Kino, Joanna, and Coetito. Okay, let me tell you once again. The previous slide I could not delete. Please don't read the previous slide. There's a mistake here. Now I cannot go back to the whole video and edit. It's a single short video. Anyway, when the house is burnt, somehow they escaped, and now they are staying with Kino's brother, Juan Thomas. Now, with the help of Juan Thomas, Kino, Joanna, and Coetito, now they prepare to leave. They gather food and supplies. Under the cover of darkness, they set out northward, hoping to reach the capital and to sell the pearl. Kino is determined, but he also knows they are now fugitives. They are now fugitives. They have left their hometown, their land, their motherland, and now they are hunted. People are hunting them, and there will be a lot of danger on the way. So, what is the key point of this chapter number 5? Joanna tries to throw away the pearl, but Kino violently stops her. Kino kills a man in self defense, making escape necessary. Kino's canoe boat is destroyed and his house is burnt. That shows his old life is lost. John Thomas, Kino's brother, helps them to hide and escape. Kino, Joanna, Coetito, now they're leaving for the capital secretly, and they know that they are going to face the dangerous journey now onwards on the way. Now, the chapter number 6, the death of Coetito and the end of the pearl. Kino, Joanna, and Coetito escape into the wilderness, moving toward the mountains to avoid being caught. Kino knows that trackers will soon follow them. Trackers, those people. And because so, what do? They travel by night and they rest by the day. They don't travel during the day. The journey is hard, but Kino's determination keeps them going. They are keep on moving. He dreams of reaching the capital and selling the pearl for a better future. He's so optimistic. After some time, Kino spots three armed trackers following the trail. He finds there are three armed trackers, three people with a lot of weapons. They are following them. To protect Joanna and Coetito, Kino leads his family into the mountains and hides in a cave above a water hole. From there, he can see the men who are camping below. He knows that if the trackers find them, they will kill all three of them, right? So, what happens later? At night, when the night falls, Kino decides he must attack these three trackers. He waits until they are asleep. Joanna hides in the cave with Coetito, while Kino crawls down silently. He has a knife. Just as Kino is about to strike one tracker, he hears a sound, believing it should be Coyotito, I'm sorry. So it should be the young baby, and he fires his rifle towards the cave. He fires his rifle towards the cave, and what happens? Because of this shoot, that shot kills Kino and Joanna's son Coetito instantly, and the young baby is killed by one of the trackers' shot. In rage and despair, Kino leaps on the man, stabbing one by one, and he starts killing each and every person. There's a violent fight among these four people. Though Kino wins, but it's too late. his young baby, Koyotito, is dead, is now killed by the shot here. So the next day, Kino and Joanna return to their village. Joanna carries Koyotito's lifeless body wrapped in a shawl, while Kino carries the rifle he has taken from the trackers. Their faces are silent, filled with sorrow and defeat. The villagers watch them in awe and silence as Kino and Joanna walk side by side, no longer full of dreams, but broken by tragedy. Finally, Kino takes the pearl, which once promised hope but only brought pain, death, and destruction. He looks into it and he finds only evil and loss. With all his strength, he throws the pearl back into the sea, where it sinks and disappears forever. And the novel ends here. So finally, what are the key points from this chapter number 6? Kino, Joanna, and Koetito. They run towards the mountains. Trackers follow them, forcing Kino to plan an attack. A rifle shot kills Koetito. Kino kills the trackers but loses his son. The family returns home in sorrow. Kino throws the pearl into the sea and ending its curse. So this final chapter shows how the pearl, which Kino thought would bring wealth and happiness, instead brought death and tragedy. The story ends with Kino and Joanna accepting the loss and letting go of the pearl forever. So let's conclude. So in the end, Kino realizes that the pearl which he thought would bring hope and a better future only brought destruction and death. Koetito is killed, the house is burned, and Kino loses everything he values. Broken and devastated, Kino throws the pearl back into the sea, rejecting the greed and evil it represents. So, hence we can say this novella shows a message. What's a message? True wealth is not in material riches, but in family, love, and peace. Steinbeck uses this simple story to show the dangers of greed and the harsh realities of inequality in society. So, friends, this is how I have tried my best to summarize the 6 chapters of this important novel, The Pearl by John Steinbeck. This is in the syllabus of third semester BBA General English and the BU Bangalore University SEP syllabus. So, hope you have liked this video and subscribe the channel. Comment this video and forward this video to your classmates so that it could reach to everybody. Thank you so much for watching this video and stay in tune with Mukesh English.